going to be doing a clipper cut on my husband today. It's more of the pompadour look, and that's kind of a new trendy thing, so I'll just show you what we're going to be doing. With his hair, he parts his hair on the side, so we're going to be using a clipper cut up to here, and then you're going to do the same on this side, so you want it to be even. And I use a number 2, so I'll show you how to do that. So I use the walls, and you can use whatever you want. My guard is a 2, and start at the base at the neck, and then go ahead and go up. Go ahead and put your head down. And so it's important to do like short strokes. You don't want to go one long stroke because it can pull the hair. And you just rest it on their head. Don't dig in deep, that would hurt. And just short, long, or straight strokes. So this part is doesn't hurt at all, and you're just going to try to get it evenly trimmed with the clippers. I go over it a couple of times to get the ones that I've missed. All right. So right now I'm just taking it up to his temple so that it's easier for me to manage. And then I'll do the same on the other side. So it doesn't look perfect right now. We're not even close to getting it perfect. We're just trying to take off all of this bulk. Okay, so now that we have it pulled to the temple, what I like to do is part the hair, and then you're going to hold it. So I'm going to hold it down, so I know I'm not going to cut past my hand. I'm going to come across. This is just what's easier for me. And you can also go up. So go in all the directions, because hair doesn't grow just one way. Maybe I can do this a different way. So my guard right here is where I'm measuring. I'm just kind of freehanding it, going over it, making sure it's that nice tight look, and that's what you want for the pompadour cut. This was a haircut popular in the 60s and the 30s and 40s. So see how it's pushed over, and I kind of have to go over it several times to make sure that this is straight and smooth and tight. So we're going to now do the back. And this haircut is not tricky. I was nervous to do this at the beginning for my past times of doing this. It's not tricky. You just need to go slow and have confidence in yourself. So I've already trimmed this. I'm just cutting it, or I've already went over this and just going over it, like I said, because hair grows in different directions, and I just want to make sure I've went over any of this so that I don't have any leftover pieces missing. All right, so on this side, you're going to measure and make sure that this is even. Now this is the part that's tricky, is I have to flip the hair on the other side. And I just measure, I just eyeball it. So just like this. Right now I'm just measuring, making sure it's even on both sides so I don't cut too far. And now that I already have I know where I'm gonna cut, so now I'm just gonna finish it. So in school, you're taught to you're supposed to blend it up and have it faded. I think that's why I got so confused with this haircut is you don't have a fade in this haircut. It just kind of stops on its own. And I didn't, that's not what I was taught for several months. So I think that's why it was so hard for me. It just stops right there. So now I'm just gonna measure. Make sure I didn't take him too high. Okay, so that is your 2, and then I'll show you, let's do the neckline. So I'll finish the top later, but for right now we're going to do the neckline. I'll show you how I do this. We do a square on him. Square or round, I don't remember actually. Go ahead and put your head down. And so I'm just going straight. I like to comb the hair because sometimes they get little stragglies. Like even though I've cut it, I'm combing it and you can see that it needs to be trimmed because it's too long. I just think it looks more clean. And then another thing I do is go ahead and put your head up. Sometimes the way that the hair is laying, you can see right here, it is longer. Even though we just cut it the same, it's just the way that his hair lays. So just be really careful with this because you can't take it back. You can cut shorter, but you can't fix it once you've cut it off. So I just like to go just with a steady hand and just kind of eyeball where it needs to come off. All right, go ahead and put your head down again. Then for this side, you don't want a hard corner, so you just need to make it a little rounded right here. So this is not the Walls peanuts. The corners are kind of sharp, so don't dig it into their head. You're just going to rest it and put most of the weight off. You just want it to nick the edges of the hair, the ends of the hair. So you shouldn't ever just run it through their hair. Okay, put your head up, we're going to do your ear. And you just hold the ear down to tighten up that skin because nobody's ears are tight. Skin around their ears are tight. So this is how I just think this haircut looks so much better when everything is trimmed up. Alright, let's do the other side. Come put your head down. So see, I'm going slow. If you go fast, you could really mess up this haircut. So just take your time, it's okay. They would rather have someone who takes their time than someone who just whizzes by their hair and then they don't actually enjoy their hair. Put your head up. Okay, so this part, what I like to do, his hair is so dark, I put my hands at the bottom of the sideburns and I just use the mirror and make sure it's even on both sides, because it would look really funny to go with your your sideburns so uneven. Okay, so what I also do is I unsnap the cape and then I trim down to the t-shirt, basically to their shoulders, because you know this drives the guys crazy. They want that part clean. All right, so we're done with our clippers, and I'm just going to show you the top of how I just fixed the top, and it's very easy. Let me show you with my scissors. Okay, so you're going to spray the hair wet a little bit. Now with the pompadour cut, you're not going to want to cut too much off the top, because if you do, the pompadour cut has the long hair and it pushes back or it pushes over to the side. So if you cut too much off the top, then you've just ruined the haircut. So right here on this side, I'll show you, I brush it all over because I want to make sure it's going to lay like it's supposed to. It's supposed to be long, and so this is supposed to be short, and then all of a sudden you have hair. That's the point of this cut. So on this side, you want it to be even. You don't want the hair to go down. You're going to want it to go pretty even. So that's where I'm going to cut. Okay, so we're going to base it off of right here. So see, this is the same length. It's just a little bit long right here in the middle. So I'm just going to trim that up. And I do brush from the bottom and from the top because I just want to get all of that in there. And it's not very much, but you can tell it's a little bit off. And this is pretty much all I do. It's a really easy cut. If you take your time, it's really easy and you'll do well. But if, like I said, if it's your first time, just take your time. You can do hard things, it's okay. But hopefully with this tutorial, it's made you want to do the haircut on somebody else. All right, this part is. So even if this was a little bit longer, you would want to keep the front a little longer because some guys like to push it back. I guess it just depends on your client. You could ask them and see what they want to do. So you're just going to go around and just make sure it comes down and it's even. So I just like to cut and then I brush it back, make sure that it's good. All right. And then, see, I'm pulling my comb and trying to make sure it's even just because I'm having a hard time figuring out if it's even, just holding it in place. I think I'm going to go a little shorter right here. Okay. So the front, you're not going to want to bring it to the front. You just need to stay on this side. That's another thing is I had a hard time with is not carrying it to the front. So just bring it all out to the side and whatever reaches to where my hand is. So, okay, so you get your hands and you're going to bring it to here. So whatever meets right here, you can trim. If it doesn't meet, you don't trim it. You don't travel your hands anywhere else. And I think that's even now. Okay, so see right here, you can see I brought it to right here. I just need to come back and trim this up so it blends in. This hair right here is sticking out, and if I left it, it'd be noticeable. So you would need to fix that. So I'll go ahead and fix that. So you're just going to pull it up and just go across, maybe bring it up a little bit. Now he has a birthmark right here, so we're just going to blend it in, and it will be so much better. Now, when I did that, you can't mess up anything else because everything else is a 2. So if I went all over, I'm not messing any of this up. I'm just trying to get this part to go down. So I'm going in different directions to make sure it goes down. So don't be afraid to have to go back and fix that spot. You're not going to mess anything up. Okay, now let me spin him back. Nothing on this. There we go. Okay. So he can style it just like this, or he can pull it back a little bit. Let's see. He can pull it back. He could do the true Pompadour look where it goes down the middle like this. It just depends on what he likes. But that gives them options. I think they like that look. So that's it.